Hi everyone, I am Susan from the Hopewell Branch Library. I'm here to introduce the latest edition of Adult Authors Trivia. Today, we have a fantastic lineup of authors who have some great questions to ask you. Now remember, the authors will ask the questions, then pause a little bit before giving you the answers. If you need more time, just press the pause button and then continue. Good luck.
Hi, I'm author Betsy St. Amant, and I write contemporary romance and Christian fiction. I have a trivia question for you today. What famous movie was my recent novel, Tacos for Two, inspired by? What famous movie was Tacos for Two inspired by? I'll give you just a second. And the answer is You've Got Mail, starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. I love that movie so much, and it was so much fun incorporating some of those themes and tropes into Tacos for Two. I call this You've Got Mail meets Food Truck Wars. And in real life, my characters, just like in the movie, are competitors, but behind the scenes, anonymously, they're falling in love, and they don't realize who's who. So if you haven't checked out Tacos for Two, I'd love it if you did, and thanks for playing trivia.
Hello, Mercer County Library. I am so excited to be with you today. My name is Tracy Garvis Graves, and I'm the New York Times bestselling author of 9 published novels with a 10th in the works. I am so excited because I have a great trivia question to share with you today. We are going to go all the way back to my debut novel, On the Island, this one right here. And I'm going to warn you, this is a super hard trivia question because you can't find the answer in the book. But I have asked this on my social media in the past when I was doing a giveaway, and the answer is available if you know to look for some of the clues. So here is the question that I'm going to ask. What was my main character, TJ Callahan, listening to on his Discman at the beginning of the book in On the Island? I'm warning you, this is a really tricky one. The answer is that the CD that was in TJ's Discman was Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. He was listening to this album on the airplane at the very beginning of the book. If you were able to get that answer, then you are definitely one of my readers that has been with me a long time. And I appreciate that so much. So I hope that you will all check out On the Island and the rest of my books. Thanks so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is April Yvonne Scott, and I am the author of The Book of Jade. So many authors, when they're writing, use an alias. They use a surname. And in my book, I mention my surname, the name that I use other than my real name to write my books. So my question to you is, what is my unofficial nom de plume? The answer is Ophelia Marcus. Have a good day, everyone.
Hey there, Mercer County Library patrons. My name is Bethany Turner. I'm so excited to be here with you for author trivia. I write clean and funny and swoony romantic comedies full of pop culture references. And my latest is called The Do-Over. The Do-Over. And The Do-Over is the story of McKenna Keaton, a top New York City attorney climbing the ladder of success, walks into the boardroom at Wallace Monroe and Burkhead, fully expecting to be named the next senior partner. And instead, she's put on administrative leave while they investigate her for embezzlement, a crime she would never commit. So she has to go back home to Durham, North Carolina, and kind of wait things out. And she runs into an old high school friend / rival named Henry Blumenthal, who has gone on to be Hank Bloom, the top documentarian in the country. I like to refer to him as like sexy Ken Burns. So she gets to interact with Henry, and of course it's a romance, so we're taking off from there. My question for you today is, where did McKenna and Henry share their first kiss? I'll give you a few seconds to think about that, and then I'll let you in on the answer. Did you get it? Henry and McKenna share their first kiss after knowing each other for, 25 years at this point, even though they haven't been in touch. They actually have to go on a business trip together for a documentary that Henry's working on. They go back to New York together, which of course is McKenna's home now. And their first kiss actually happens on the 17th floor of the Plaza Hotel by a window overlooking Central Park, which is pretty much McKenna's dream kiss. So can't beat it. Thanks so much for having some fun with me today, and I hope you'll check out The Do-Over, and I hope we get a chance to talk again soon. Bye, guys.
Hi, my name is Adele Myers, and I'm the author of The Tobacco Wives. The Tobacco Wives is the story of a young seamstress in 1946 North Carolina who inadvertently runs across some dangerous truths about the big tobacco empire ruling the American South. Maddie Sykes is the main character. She's 15 years old, and the book is written from her perspective. And so it's a coming-of-age story, but it's also a unique look at the rise and fall of big tobacco from a female perspective. I wanted to share with you a couple of examples of tobacco advertising. There's a theme in the book that and some scenes that explore advertising at the time and the use of advertising by tobacco executives to influence public opinion. So I have 3 ads that I'd like to share with you. 2 of them are real and 1 of them is not real. So your job is to guess which one is not real. Option A. So here you can see the use of a pregnant woman in this ad, and the copy says, "Taste isn't the only reason I smoke. People are always telling me that smoking causes low birth weight. Talk about a win-win-win. An easy labor, a slim baby, and the full flavor of Winston's." So this is option A. Option B, another use of a mother and baby. And this one says, "Born gentle. Proud mothers, please forgive us if we too feel something of the pride of a new parent." So this one is equating the launch of this new cigarette with having a baby. Okay, and option C, the last one, uses these 2 little cuties. And the tagline here says, "Before you scold me, Mom, maybe you'd better light up a Marlboro. Gee, Mommy, you sure enjoy your Marlboro." So what do you think? If you had to pick one, 2 of these are real, 1 of them is not. I'll give you another quick look. Option A, option B, and option C. What do you think? So the one that is not real is option A. Although the reason that this one is not real doesn't have to do with the fact that it links pregnancy and smoking. That was used in advertising. What made this one unlikely to be real is the fact that it shows an image of a pregnant woman, which wasn't really acceptable for pregnant women to appear in advertising or even on television. Some of you may remember when on the show I Love Lucy, Lucy was expecting a baby, and that was part of the storyline. That was a big deal that she was on screen, pregnant, and visible. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of tobacco advertising related trivia. And again, my book is The Tobacco Wives. Hope you'll check it out. Thanks.
Hi, my name is John Copenhaver, and my novel is The Savage Kind. It's my homage to the femme fatale character, the coming-of-age story that I always hoped she'd have. It's set in Washington, D.C. in 1948, and my 2 main characters are Philippa Watson and Judy Peabody. Now, Philippa is a 17-year-old teenage girl, in a lot of ways very typical of the time period, bows in her hair and saddle Oxfords, and she's new to town. And she meets Judy Peabody, who is very much the opposite of her. Judy is goth before we'd even have a term for goth. She has a black bob and dark eye makeup and anachronistic clothing and all the stuff that really, pushes against the norms of the time period. But they bond over a common love of literature and their high school English teacher, the fabulous and mysterious Miss Martins. Now, when Miss Martins loans Philippa a book and Philippa goes to return that book, Philippa witnesses their teacher being attacked in the shadows and doesn't know what she's seen. Meanwhile, high school boy named Cleve Kloss has been showing a lot of aggressive behavior towards them and towards their teacher, and he goes missing. So the two girls team up to solve the crime, to figure out what's going on, but in doing so, because they must, they become involved in criminal behavior themselves. And really interested in that question or that line between, agency and freedom in young people, particularly young women from this time period, and then criminality, and where those two things cross over, and the complexities of all that. Also, Judy and Philippa are LGBTQ characters, and are figuring out their emotions towards each other during this interesting time period. So, question I have for myself, I guess, or for you, is why did you pick 1948 to set this mystery in? Why go back and do historical fiction about these issues? And the answer really is because it's this moment in time after the Second World War and before sort of the conservative mores of the 1950s, that there's sort of this interesting shift or change, social change. It's not necessarily a good one, especially for women or LGBTQ people. But that also makes for great storytelling, because I can put these characters in an oppressive time period and have them work through their emotions towards each other and towards the world around them, all the while, telling a good twisty plot, which, in a lot of cases has as much to do with the main characters as it does with the crime itself. Anyway, I want to thank Bob and the Mercer County Library System for inviting me to do this video, and happy reading. I hope you enjoy it.
How did you do? Hopefully you learned about a new author or a new book you want to check out. If you would like to borrow any of the books you heard about, you can visit our website at mcl.org and place the book on hold. Or you can download our new app called MyMCLS.NJ to your tablet or smartphone.